Hello everyone, welcome to our learning community. Here, we share medical education and MCQ practice to help you succeed in international exams. Each video is designed to build understanding, inspire success, and make learning enjoyable. Together, we grow and create a brighter future. Today's lecture will focus on the anatomy of the ear. The ear is a specialized sensory organ responsible for two major functions: hearing and maintenance of balance, also known as equilibrium. Anatomically, the ear is divided into three main parts: the external ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Each part plays an important role in conduction of sound waves and their conversion into nerve impulses, as well as in maintaining body balance. In this lecture, we will study the detailed anatomy of each part of the ear. External ear. Let us begin with the external ear. The external ear is the outermost part of the ear and is mainly responsible for collecting sound waves and directing them towards the middle ear. The external ear consists of three main structures: the auricle or pinna, the external auditory canal, and the tympanic membrane. The auricle, also known as the pinna, is a flap of elastic cartilage covered with skin. It is the visible part of the ear on the side of the head. The auricle has several anatomical features, including the helix, antihelix, tragus, antitragus, and lobule. The helix forms the outer rim of the ear, while the lobule is a soft lower part that does not contain cartilage. The main function of the auricle is to collect sound waves and help in the localization of sound, meaning it helps us determine the direction from which the sound is coming. The external auditory canal, also called the external acoustic meatus, is a curved tube approximately 2.5 centimeters long that extends from the auricle to the tympanic membrane. The canal is lined with skin and contains hairs, sebaceous glands, and ceruminous glands. The ceruminous glands produce cerumen, commonly known as earwax. Cerumen helps trap dust particles, microorganisms, and other foreign bodies, preventing them from reaching the deeper parts of the ear. It also lubricates and protects the ear canal. At the end of the external auditory canal is the tympanic membrane, commonly known as the eardrum. It is a thin, semi-transparent membrane that separates the external ear from the middle ear. The tympanic membrane vibrates when sound waves strike it, converting sound waves into mechanical vibrations. Structurally, the tympanic membrane consists of three layers: an outer cutaneous layer, a middle fibrous layer, and an inner mucous layer. Middle ear. Next, we move to the middle ear. The middle ear is a small, air-filled cavity located within the temporal bone. It lies between the external ear and the inner ear. The middle ear is separated from the external ear by the tympanic membrane, and from the inner ear by the oval window and round window. The middle ear contains three small bones known as the auditory ossicles. These are the malleus, incus, and stapes. These bones are the smallest bones in the human body and are connected by synovial joints. The malleus, also known as a hammer, is the first bone of the middle ear. Its handle is attached to the inner surface of the tympanic membrane. When the tympanic membrane vibrates, the malleus also vibrates. The malleus then transmits these vibrations to the incus. The incus, also known as the anvil, is the second bone and is located between the malleus and the stapes. It receives vibrations from the malleus and transmits them to the stapes. The stapes, also known as a stirrup, is the third and smallest bone in the human body. The footplate of the stapes fits into the oval window. The stapes transmits vibrations from the incus to the oval window, which leads to the inner ear. The auditory ossicles not only transmit sound vibrations, but also amplify them approximately 10 to 20 times before they reach the inner ear. The middle ear also contains two small muscles called the tensor tympani and stapedius muscles. These muscles help reduce excessive vibrations and protect the inner ear from damage caused by loud sounds. Another important structure of the middle ear is a eustachian tube, also known as the auditory tube. This tube connects the middle ear to the nasopharynx. It helps equalize air pressure on both sides of the tympanic membrane. The eustachian tube normally remains closed but opens during swallowing, yawning, and chewing. Proper functioning of a eustachian tube is necessary for normal hearing because unequal pressure on the tympanic membrane can impair its vibration. Inner ear. Now let's discuss the inner ear. The inner ear is a complex structure located deep within the temporal bone and is also called a labyrinth. The inner ear is responsible for both hearing and balance. Structurally, the inner ear is divided into two parts, the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth. The bony labyrinth consists of a series of cavities in the temporal bone and is filled with a fluid called perilymph. The bony labyrinth has three main parts, the semicircular canals, the vestibule, and the cochlea. The membranous labyrinth is located within the bony labyrinth and is filled with another fluid called endolymph. The endolymph has a high concentration of potassium ions, which is important for the generation of nerve impulses. Semicircular canals. The semicircular canals are three curved tubes arranged in three different planes, anterior, posterior, and lateral. These canals are responsible for detecting rotational movements of the head. Each semicircular canal has a swollen end called the ampulla, which contains sensory receptors known as crista ampullaris. These receptors contain hair cells that detect movement of the head and help maintain dynamic equilibrium. Vestibule. The vestibule is the central part of the inner ear and lies between the cochlea and the semicircular canals. The vestibule contains two sac-like structures called the utricle and the saccule. These structures contain sensory receptors known as maculae. The maculae contain hair cells and supporting cells. The utricle and saccule are responsible for detecting linear acceleration and head position. They help maintain static equilibrium and posture. Inside the utricle and saccule are small calcium carbonate crystals called otoliths. These otoliths move when the position of the head changes, stimulating the hair cells and sending signals to the brain about the position of the head. Cochlea. The cochlea is a spiral-shaped, snail-like structure and is the main organ of hearing. The cochlea contains three fluid-filled chambers, the scala vestibuli, the scala media or cochlear duct, and the scala tympani. The scala vestibuli and scala tympani contain perilymph, while the scala media contains endolymph. Inside the cochlear duct is the organ of Corti, which is the organ of hearing. The organ of Corti contains specialized sensory cells called hair cells. These hair cells convert mechanical vibrations into electrical nerve impulses. These impulses are then transmitted to the brain through the vestibulocochlear nerve, also known as the eighth cranial nerve. Nerve supply of the ear. The ear is supplied by the vestibulocochlear nerve, which is the eighth cranial nerve. This nerve has two divisions, the cochlear division for hearing and the vestibular division for balance. The nerve impulses generated in the inner ear are transmitted to the auditory centers of the brain located in the temporal lobe, where they are interpreted as sound. Conclusion. In summary, the ear is divided into three parts, the external ear, middle ear, and inner ear. The external ear collects sound waves. The middle ear transmits and amplifies sound vibrations, and the inner ear converts these vibrations into nerve impulses and also maintains balance. The cochlea is responsible for hearing, while the semicircular canals, utricle, and saccule are responsible for equilibrium. Understanding the anatomy of the ear is essential for understanding the physiology of hearing and balance, as well as various clinical conditions related to the ear. That brings us to the end of today's lecture on anatomy of nose. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this lecture helpful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future lessons. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next session.